Welcome to episode 83 of Own Your Yes. I'm Dr. Phyllis, your coach, and I'm in one of those moods, sis. I am in one of those super comfy moods, just want to be comfortable. So if you're joining me over on YouTube, you will see that I am truly following that. I have no makeup on. I am in my comfortable t-shirt, and really my favorite outfits of all time is when I am curled up in a big comfy chair or couch with some jeans, super comfortable, but even more a great pair of jogging pants and an oversized t-shirt or sweatshirt. Love it. So it's one of those comfortable days, and it really kind of goes along with the topic for today's episode, which is how are you really? How are you really doing? How are you really doing, sis? Really? This is a small question with growth power. And I want to address this today because how often have you answered, I'm fine, when someone asks you how you're doing, while really life seems like it's in chaos or you're really not doing well, but you're almost afraid to open the floodgates if you really start saying how you're doing. I know this firsthand. I used to be the major person that I was not doing okay. I was overextended, overcommitted, or I didn't really appreciate how someone talked to me or they treated me or took me for granted or I just felt like everything was out of sorts, but I still said I was fine. But the problem with that, when we do that, when I would do that, it creates this cycle of suppressing the emotions. And unfortunately, just like I did in the past, I started believing that it was okay to just suck it up and keep moving and not stop to really understand what was going on. And over the years, I have actually made it a point of asking people, how are you doing? We do it in passing, right? It's just a thing that we do just automatically. You pass someone on the street, your eyes meet, hey, how you doing? And you keep moving. How often have you stopped to hear what they're saying, to hear their answer? How often has someone else stopped to hear your answer or listen to how your voice sounds? Or even you listen to someone else's voice when you ask them. So I have made it a point to really listen when I ask someone how they're doing. I remember several years ago, I was in the pharmacy, actually not working. I was helping out a friend and she needed a prescription picked up. And so I went to pick it up for her. And there was a woman, looked a little frazzled, but I said, "Hi, how are you doing today?" And she's like, "I'm not." And so I turned and I said, "What's going on? I'm sorry you're not doing well today." And she was so shocked that I had asked her. And she began to share with me what was going on in life. She was a caregiver for a family member, she had her own health concerns. She just had been running around all day. And just to have 5 to 10 minutes to share how she was feeling, she felt at least heard and encouraged. Did it change what she was dealing with? No. But she was able to decompress for a couple minutes and to feel like what she was going through mattered to somebody. How many times, sis, have you felt like nobody really cares about what you're going through? You feel like, yeah, people appreciate what you're going through, but yet they don't really stop to really see you, to really acknowledge the investment of time or emotion or sacrifice that you're making. I also do this, I ask this question when I'm going to the coffee shop or drive through. I'll just ask them, "Well, how are you doing?" And most people will say they're fine. But there are times that I've had people say, "Thank you for asking." And I think, sis, that this is so important because I do believe that for most of us, we want to feel seen and heard. And I know from my own personal experience that there was a time that I felt like I had lost my voice, which that means is that there was no space for me to speak up. And this happened on my job. There was no room to speak up. No one really wanted to hear what I was saying. And more in the leadership hierarchy. And often I feel that you're going through that too. Because as busy, high achieving, resilient Christian women, you are going in so many different directions that it's so easy to become so absorbed in everything that's going on that actually, although you're very, very busy and you're everywhere, yet you can feel invisible and you don't know where you begin or where is the line between who you are and all of the roles and responsibilities that you feel. And I want you to know that asking yourself the question, how am I doing really? I'm here clapping. So if you're listening, I'm so passionate about this that emotional honesty is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. I really want to say that again. Emotional honesty with yourself is not a breakdown, sis. It's a breakthrough. When you're honest about how you are really doing, you give God the space to comfort, redirect, and help you grow. And it is never too late to grow. Just as I say, it's important to own what you say yes to. Emotional honesty is definitely an area you want to say yes to. So you may be asking, well, where do I begin to start practicing emotional honesty? Especially when I'm supposed to always be the strong one. I'm glad you asked. Let me walk you through a framework that can help you really step into this and embrace this journey of emotional honesty with grace and courage. I call it the real REAL check in, which we all need to do, if not daily, weekly, maybe every couple days, or when we feel like we're just feeling disconnected to what is going on or to what's going on with us. So the real check-in. I love these little frameworks because it's a great way for you to have something to write down, or I'm always big on journaling or dictating it into the notes section of your phone, or typing it in on your phone, or whatever works for you. So the R is for recognize what you're feeling without judging it. Recognize what you're feeling without judging it. You know, too many times we are hard on ourselves. So I want you to recognize what you're feeling without judging it. E is express it. Express how you feel. Just as I was mentioning, through prayer, journaling, or talking to a safe person. Do not suffer in silence. And when you actually talk to a trusted person, often you're going to find out there's other people who feel the same way you do. And they're just waiting for someone to ask them, how are they doing? A is to ask God for comfort, clarity, or simply just the strength to keep it going, to keep going. Because there are some days when you can be so tired. You got to ask God, hey, give me the strength to keep going. L is let this emotion you're feeling, let it lead you either to action, to make a change, or to rest. If that answer to that question is saying you're tired, you need to rest, or maybe you just need to pause. And remember, sis, you don't have to fix everything at one time or fix it at all. You just have to feel it and invite God into it with you. So I want you to remember the real check in. I'm going to repeat the main points. So, R, recognize what you're feeling without judging it. E, express it through prayer or simply strength to keep going. L, let it lead you either to action, to rest, or to simply just take a pause. And as I said, you don't have to fix everything. You know us, we always want to fix things. You don't have to fix everything. You just have to feel it and invite God into it. And again, I want you to do this real check in. If it's not daily, weekly, if it's not somewhere in between, you need to do it and you deserve to do it. And this is especially important, sis, because you are like me. We are daily, hourly giving out and pouring out for others. And God needs for us to be the best that we can be, mind, body, and spirit, and continue on our growth path. And the best way to do this is even before we start pouring out to others, is that we renew and refresh ourselves by asking ourselves, how am I doing really? And give yourself permission to answer truthfully so that you can then get your breakthrough. So I hope today's episode was helpful for you. And I pray that you are able this week to carve out some time for yourself. If it's an oversized sweatshirt or t-shirt or jeans or uh, a special, I don't know, nightgown, or maybe it's getting outside and listening to nature, or whatever it is that creates a comfy space for you. And if it's during the day you need to do the real check-in, you're at work, then find a quiet place, sis. Put in the time. You will not be disappointed. Just how taking the time to do a real check-in will not only change the trajectory of your moment, it can change the trajectory of your day and of your week. And remember, it's never too late to own your yes. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Take care now. Bye.